Without a doubt, John Wick is the most badass assassin we've seen grace our screens.
I'll kill them.
From taking down Ares with a knife that was through her own hand to defending the Continental practically alone, John Wick has eliminated a total of 299 enemies, all in ways that have blown fans' minds. Out of those who meet their end, some of the ways they were taken out have gone overlooked, not receiving the glory they so deserve. That's why I'm here. Today's video is all about looking at John Wick's resume and giving attention to all the unappreciated ways John terminated his enemies. Let's get started. We're gonna need guns. Lots of guns. Oh, sorry, wrong movie. After watching this scene, you will never look at a pencil the same way again. After Santino D'Antonio put out a $7 million hit on John Wick, all neighboring assassins dropped everything to go after that sweet, sweet cash. Did they not see what he did 4 days ago? No matter who or what comes at Wick, he's not going down that easily. Even disarmed, John always finds a way to get the job done, either barehanded or using whatever he can as a weapon, like the time he used the pencil. That's right, John, limping, battered, and bruised from his other encounters, turned a random pencil into a knife, and not only took out one assailant, but two. Mind you, those two assailants were armed, and this didn't go down like your cliche action movie would, where one person attacks and then the other. They attacked simultaneously, and even that wasn't enough to end John's kill streak. It's John Wick, somewhere in the hundreds, bad guy 0. That scene is proof if you want to take Wick down, make sure to check your surroundings and clear anything that could be used against you. The saying we usually hear is never bring a knife to a gunfight. Well, how about this one? Never bring a knife to a book fight, huh? In John Wick Chapter 3, with a little time left before his excommunicado begins, John is approached by 7'4" Earnest in the New York Public Library. Time remains, but Earnest is dead set on taking Wick out before anyone has the chance. He wants the $14 million bounty on Wick's head for himself, and this seems like a pretty smart move, right? Especially when he pulls a knife on a seemingly weaponless John Wick. However, as we know, John always has a weapon on him, or around him, and at this time it's books. That's right. John plays defense solely with a book, and he has his hands blocking Earnest's attack and even disarms him. If that's not cool enough, Wick uses the same book to take the 7-foot giant down to his knees and feeds him a book sandwich before putting him to sleep permanently. Who would have thought that the very thing we've used to gain knowledge over the years could be used in such a deadly way? I don't think I'm ever going to the library again. If you were in a fight against a sumo wrestling assassin, what would you do? Shoot him a few times? Chop him in the neck? How about a low blow? Oy, that's gotta hurt. That seems to work against everyone. Not this time. Wick tried this and then some, but this guy wouldn't go down no matter what John threw at him, and practically threw John through some glass paneling as a result. Ouch. But the ever-resourceful Wick doesn't quit. Somehow he's able to climb the back of the sumo assassin, and with a few body shots to slow him down, John takes his chance shooting him in the top knot, ending the fight. Let me say that the way this went down is so underrated, and has to be one of my favorites from John's long resume. Wick is taking on someone twice his size and weight, and none of the usual tactics are working. He kicked him in the nether regions, for crying out loud. However, John's greatest quality is his ability to quickly adapt to any situation and find a way to come out on top even when the odds are stacked against him, making this takedown one of the best. Oh no, these bullets don't fit. What do we do? Be John Wick, of course. One thing I love about watching John Wick work is seeing his vast knowledge of what seems like every weapon on Earth. In one scene, this knowledge is put to the test as a group of assassins make their way upstairs, and John has a revolver and bullets that don't fit. Quickly, John takes apart a Colt and Remington revolver, mixes and matches pieces from both, and builds a new makeshift weapon. He rotates the cylinder, checking each chamber 1 through 6. Realizing it's complete, he loads one in the chamber, and with the quickest fast draws since Billy the Kid, shoots his enemy before he even realizes what's happening. I can't even imagine the amount of pressure Wick felt here. I know John is a former Marine and they are constantly trained and tested to strip and rebuild weapons all the time, but doing this when someone's coming to take your life? That's insane! Also, building a weapon is one thing, but taking parts from different builds, combining them, and it actually working is a whole other level of skill and deserves to be right up there with Wick's most notable forms of elimination. Horses have been deemed one of the most beautiful and majestic creatures to ever grace the earth. Now they are most deadly, especially when Wick is around. Fighting in a horse stable, Wick uses a horse to play a little defense when he's under attack. Then things get a bit messy. Wick uses this frightened horse to do his dirty work, and kick not one but two unsuspecting dudes right in the pearly whites. If that's not enough, the third guy Wick faced had it even worse. After taking him to the ground, John tied him up with a rope that's connected to one of the other horses. Then Wick unleashes his inner cowboy. and took the horse for a ride, dragging the goon behind him until he careened into a stable wall. So does that bring the body count up to 3? Or down 3, because technically John didn't do anything wrong here. It was the horses who kicked those poor guys in the face. And how was John to know that the horse would take a wide right, huh? I think we need to get those horses into the Continental. John Wick 2 and 3 almost never happened. Why? Because John almost lost his life. Captured by Russian mob boss Vigo Tarasov, a zip-tied John is mocked for leaving the assassin life behind. Oh, Vigo, you're gonna regret that, because John is back and he wants vengeance. Vigo's 2 goons take their shot at Wick, but good thing Wick has friends, because almost from out of nowhere, a shot comes ringing through the window, taking one of them out, leaving John to kick into gear. What blows my mind is that John doesn't miss a beat. He almost met his maker, and only a second later, he's off fighting one-on-one with the remaining henchmen, with his hands still zip-tied together. Yeah, he takes a punch here and there, but eventually John gets the advantage and uses his zip-tie hands as a weapon that seals the deal. Honestly, I don't know what the henchmen expected. This is John Wick, Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. He should have just run off while he had the chance. Oh well, hope you like the afterlife. One thing I've learned is that if you want to take Wick out, you better reload faster than him. In this scene, John and Sofia shoot their way out of the Casablanca, which is one of the most badass escape scenes you'll ever see. Also, a quick shout out to Sofia's attack dogs. One by one, they mow down their assailants, picking up ammo from their weapons as they go. I guess one of those cartridges didn't have as many bullets as John thought. At one point, after taking one guy down to the ground whose gun is out of ammo, John, realizing he's out of bullets, ends up face to face with another guy whose gun is out of ammo. Now it's a race to the clock between the 3. Who can reload first and fire? Bad guys, this is your chance, baby! Defeat the streak and avenge your fallen brethren! I guess the pressure was too much because one guy stumbled and the other guy, I don't think he even tried. John reloads and you can guess what happened next. May those 2 rest in peace. Also, RIP to the 3rd guy who came in a second too late. You gotta be quicker than that, man. John Wick was centered around John getting revenge for his dog. In Chapter 2, he wants his car back. The film opens with John finding his Mustang in a Russian help lockup. And rather than, letting John take his car, the Russians fight back, driving their cars into his. Will these guys ever learn? Because now Wick is pissed off. The condition of his ride doesn't matter anymore, so John does what he does best. He turns his car into a weapon, and we know what that means. Let the carnage begin. As John is on his rampage, one goon puts his car right in the middle of the road, thinking this'll stop him. Nope. Wick speeds up, pedal to the floor, and T-bones the parked vehicle. Think he's done? John backs up and does it again, this time sending the guy crashing through John's windshield. And we're not done yet because John's not done yet. The mobster is escaping, hobbling down the very road he wanted John to stop on. John throws his car in reverse and whips it around, slamming into it and sending the goon flying into a metal pillar. Now we're done, but for whoever's next, the boogeyman's coming. What would be the worst way to go out of this world? How about pinned down by the very weapon that's gonna put your lights out? In John Wick Chapter 2, John is on the run from Ares and her squad of men who are firing away through an underground catacomb. For that same reason, is full of weapons for John to utilize. I don't really understand why Ares thought it'd be a good idea to lure him here, but that's not my concern. My concern is John mowing through everyone like grass. With a shotgun he found lying around, John opens fire on everything that moves. Bodies fall left and right, but one guy gets a little lucky as John runs out of ammo. Give John a moment because he's gonna give you your just due. Rather than knocking him out or letting him go, John jabs the weapon into the guy's chest, pins him to the ground, and Wick makes him watch as he reloads. Then bang, point blank. Once John has his eyes set on you, you might as well start praying. Don't worry, he can wait till you're done, or at least done reloading. There's nothing like your first time. Well, for John, this was his return to his old life. The first time we're introduced to John Wick's assassin tendencies is when Vigo sends 12 men to John's house to put Wick in the ground. You probably should have sent more men, Vigo, because John makes quick work of each one of them one by one. Out of the 12, the way John takes one of them out hooked me on this series and made me a fan for life. In most action films, when we see someone shoot through a wall, they're praying they hit something. Not John. When met in a similar situation, John shoots like he has X-ray vision. The Russian goon aims high, and before a shot can be fired, John ducks, turns his back, and fires low, aiming up at the vital organs of his pursuer. What? So much of John's battle experience can be seen in this one sequence. It's like he's reading his opponent's mind and asking himself what I would do in this situation and acts in seconds. It takes me half a day alone just to figure out what I want for dinner. Round of applause, John. Round of applause. Now it's your turn. Are there any ways John took down his enemies that we missed and deserve more love? Share them down in the comments below and keep the conversation going. After you're done, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and punch that notification bell to never miss a CBR video.